It's early 2025, and I've been thinking, what if we could get a sneak peek at the future?
Hmm. Like a crystal ball.
Sort of, but like more grounded. By seeing where the folks with a proven track record, the ones who really spot what's next, are actually putting their money right now.
Ah, okay. Follow the money. That's a fascinating approach.
Exactly. So that's what we're diving into today, trying to decode the future through the investment strategies of some, well, genuinely visionary billionaires.
Got it. And we've zeroed in on 4 key figures, right? Peter Thiel, Reid Hoffman, Vinod Khosla, and Bill Gates.
That's them. These guys aren't just rich. They've consistently backed technologies that went on to completely reshape industries.
Yeah, their track records are pretty undeniable. So their current choices, you're saying, could offer a kind of roadmap.
I think so. Our mission here is to really unpack their recent moves, try to understand the why behind their bets, and figure out what it all tells us about the future that's, well, actively being built as we speak.
And looking at the data, a couple of major themes really jump out, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. It's almost impossible to miss. 2 powerful themes keep emerging again and again.
Artificial intelligence, for one, and sustainable energy, or what everyone's calling climate tech now. The concentration of investment there is pretty striking.
It really is. These seem to be the areas where these big thinkers are placing significant capital. Okay, so let's unpack this. Maybe start with Peter Thiel. He's always cultivated this image of being a bit of a contrarian, hasn't he?
That's definitely a key part of his style, especially through Founders Fund. They look for companies with potential for, massive market dominance, often in areas others might ignore or be skeptical about.
Right, swimming against the current.
Exactly. And what's really interesting right now is his take on AI. He's actually voiced quite a bit of skepticism about artificial general intelligence arriving anytime soon.
Yeah.
The human-level AI.
Yeah, the sci-fi stuff. The AI that can do basically anything a human can intellectually. He's not sold on that being imminent.
Precisely.
Okay.
And this is the important part. His investment activity tells a slightly different story when you look at practical AI applications, particularly in defense tech.
Ah, okay. So less thinking machines, more tool.
Kind of. A prime example is Anduril. It's a company using AI for pretty sophisticated surveillance autonomous systems, that kind of thing. Thiel's philosophy often leans towards tech that provides a clear power differential.
And autonomous defense systems definitely fit that bill, a strategic advantage.
Exactly. So for Thiel, it seems the immediate power of AI isn't this broad general intelligence, but very specific high-impact applications, like in national security.
So targeted power. Not necessarily the digital brain chatting with us, but tools for strategic advantage.
That sums it up well. He seems to see the real tangible power of AI in these focused, high-stakes areas. It's a more targeted view of AI's potential, maybe more immediately impactful.
Interesting. And he's still involved in his other big areas too, right? Space exploration with SpaceX, fintech, enterprise software like Stripe, Ripple.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Those are still foundational sectors for him. They haven't gone away.
So the key takeaway for Thiel seems to be AI's power is in specific, impactful applications like defense, while he stays invested in that core tech infrastructure. Okay, now, Reid Hoffman. He brings a really different vibe to the AI conversation.
He certainly does. Hoffman is a huge advocate for AI, but his focus is heavily tilted towards collaboration, humans and AI working together.
Yeah, and he's not just investing, he's building too. He co-founded Inflection AI with their conversational AI, Tai, though we should mention that big shift recently, the Microsoft deal.
Right, that's a crucial piece of context. Some key people in tech moved over to Microsoft, so the exact future of Pi itself is maybe a bit up in the air.
But his underlying belief hasn't changed.
Doesn't seem like it. His belief in conversational AI's power seems strong. And look at Manus AI, another company he co-founded using AI for drug discovery. Huge potential there.
Right, healthcare applications.
And then through Greylock Partners and his personal investments, he's backing a really diverse range of AI companies. Productivity tools, even stuff for the justice system. It's broad.
So Hoffman's vision sounds more like AI becoming this invisible layer, something that just enhances everything we do, makes us more creative, efficient.
Yeah, amplification is a word he uses a lot. It's less about AI replacing humans and more about augmenting our abilities, making us better at what we already do.
Beyond just speed, what kind of really new creative things could that unlock, that human-AI partnership?
That's a great question. Think about, content creation. Maybe AI handles the first draft, freeing up the human for the higher-level strategy, the emotion, or scientific research AI sifting through massive data sets, spotting patterns we'd miss.
Leading to breakthroughs we haven't even thought of yet.
Exactly. Hoffman's bet seems to be on AI becoming this pervasive force, enhancing human intellect and creativity across the board.
Okay, so the takeaway for Hoffman, betting heavily on AI becoming a widespread tool that fundamentally boosts human capabilities in countless areas.
Got it. Next up, Vinod Khosla, another really distinct perspective.
Definitely. Khosla Ventures is all about what he calls radically disruptive technologies. Not just small improvements, but innovations with potential for massive scale.
And crucially, they have to make economic sense, right?
Then,
Absolutely crucial, especially in his major focus area right now, climate tech.
right. His whole argument is that sustainable solutions won't take off unless they're actually cheaper, or at least cost competitive, with the old ways. Not just the right thing, but the smart economic thing.
That's fundamental to his climate investment thesis. And Khosla Ventures has investments all over the place in climate tech, new battery chemistries, sustainable materials, carbon capture tech.
Trying to pull CO2 out of the air of factories.
Exactly. But what's really insightful is how he weaves AI into this. It's not just a separate category for him.
Okay, how so?
He sees AI as a critical enabler across his whole portfolio. So he invests in AI native companies, sure. But he also sees AI as a tool to accelerate breakthroughs in climate tech, in biotech, in advanced manufacturing, everywhere.
So AI is the secret sauce to speed things up.
In a way, yeah. He's hunting for those black swan technologies, the unexpected game changers that can totally reshape industries, create huge economic value, and solve problems like climate change.
Wow. So transformative solutions, environmentally sound, economically compelling, and boosted by AI.
That's Khosla in a nutshell. The takeaway, scalable disruption driven by economics, with a laser focus on climate and AI as the key catalyst.
Okay, that makes sense. And that brings us to Bill Gates. His investments often feel like they're viewed through the lens of tackling, well, huge global challenges.
Yeah, his work through Breakthrough Energy Ventures, BV, and the Gates Foundation is very clearly aimed at some of humanity's biggest problems.
Climate and health being front and center.
Yes, exactly. BEV is a major player in climate tech, very systematically targeting the big emission sectors. Electricity generation to advanced nuclear with TerraPower.
Which aims for safer, more efficient reactors.
Right. Plus, sustainable fuels for transport, green steel and cement for manufacturing, building efficiency, agriculture. It's comprehensive. And yeah, BEV recently streamlined its structure a bit, but that core mission still very much intact.
So a multi-pronged attack on climate change across all the big industries.
Totally. And parallel to that, Gates is a huge believer in AI's potential for healthcare. He talks a lot about democratizing access, helping diagnostics, speeding up drug development.
And the Gates Foundation itself is using tech more and more.
Increasingly so, including AI. They're leveraging it for global health goals, disease eradication, health equity. Imagine using AI to spot disease outbreaks earlier from analyzing health data or tailoring treatments in underserved areas.
So for Gates, tech, both climate tech and AI, is a tool for solving these massive global scale problems in energy and health.
That really captures his focus. The key insight, applying tech innovation to crack the world's most critical challenges.
Okay, that gives us a really good picture of the dominant themes. But these guys are looking at other stuff too, right? It's not only AI and climate.
Oh, definitely not. Those are dominant. But other areas are getting attention. And they often intersect with AI and climate in interesting ways.
Like biotechnology and gene editing. We still see interest there.
Absolutely. Makes perfect sense. Personalized medicine, disease cures, that connects directly back to Hoffman and Khosla's AI for drug discovery and Gates's global health focus. It's all linked.
Right. And then there's space exploration, which feels very Thiel, right?
Yeah.
Making humanity multiplanetary.
That's his long-term vision, yeah. And while it might seem separate, the tech developed for space, rocketry, materials, autonomous systems often spins off into other industries back here on Earth. Surprising applications pop up.
And quantum computing. That keeps bubbling up. Still early days maybe, but the potential.
Huge potential. Revolutionizing computation, especially for super complex problems in science, materials discovery. That's relevant for advanced AI and for climate challenges like optimizing carbon capture or designing new energy materials. It connects.
Okay, yeah, I see that connection.
And don't forget advanced materials in manufacturing. Khosla, especially, sees innovation there as essential for enabling breakthroughs everywhere else. Better batteries, lighter materials for transport, you name it.
So putting it all together, These investment patterns aren't just random shots in the dark. They're pretty significant signals, aren't they, pointing towards where tech is heading?
Absolutely. That shared emphasis on AI and climate tech, not a coincidence. It shows a broad consensus among these key investors about the huge opportunities and, frankly, the urgent needs in those areas.
And it feels like it's about more than just making money. It's about actively shaping the future, isn't it? Energy, healthcare, work, security.
Precisely. They're not just predicting the future, they're funding it into existence. By watching where they put their capital, we get a valuable glimpse of the future they envision and are trying to build.
Okay, so let's try to summarize the key takeaways for everyone listening. We've got Thiel, strategic AI for specific dominance, especially defense. Hoffman, AI as a pervasive tool for human augmentation, boosting creativity. Khosla, scalable, economically viable disruption, big on climate solutions powered by AI. And Gates, leveraging tech, both climate and AI, to solve massive global problems in energy and health.
That covers the core strategies well. And underpinning it all is that intense focus on AI and climate tech as the defining areas right now.
Yeah, which leads to a pretty provocative final thought, doesn't it?
What are you thinking?
Well, given the influence and resources these individuals have and seeing where they're placing these huge bets, what are the ripple effects, the second-order consequences, maybe even the unexpected stuff that could happen as these technologies really mature and embed themselves in our world?
That's a fantastic question to leave people with. It forces us to think beyond the immediate promises, doesn't it? Consider the wider societal, economic, ethical implications.
Yeah, the future that's actually being built, not just the one being pitched. It encourages that critical thinking.
Exactly. Thinking about the different paths things could take, the broader impact.
So, for anyone listening who wants to keep digging into this, I'd really suggest looking up some of the specific companies or technologies we touched on. It's a fascinating space.
Definitely. Understanding where the smart money is flowing gives you a pretty valuable lens on the future.
Well, thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.